All right, so we should be going live in any moment now as we come online. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm not staying on long because I have some things that I don't want to say too much because, this is the internet era, but I'm not staying on long because I am, anyway. So I wanted to make this video real quick because tonight signifies a shift and a change that's happening in my life. Welcome. Let me get the comments up so I can see you all. All right. So welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome. Well, we have to go live on all of the other platforms. I need to wait for the text to come in. All right. So listen, I wanted to make a video for you all tonight. I know the audio's a little bit choppy. I did a test on the other platform and it was crackling right at the end of every word that I said. And at this point, I've replaced almost every piece of equipment that I have. There's only one piece of equipment and the microphone that needs to be swapped out now because I've been trying to narrow the problem down and this has persisted for the entire month and I'm just pushing forward. I'm pushing forward. I'll replace everything if I have to, even the microphone, because I need to get down to the root of what is causing this issue. I thought it was the compressor. Well, the compressor was giving some other issues. I thought maybe it was the preamp. The preamp seems to be working just fine now. I thought maybe it was either one of those two things, and now I'm starting to think it's either the microphone or the interface. And so I'm going to get to the bottom of it. Tonight, however, I'm going to give myself about 20 minutes to talk and have a conversation with you all. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and get live on all of the platforms. Let me check and see if the text has gone out. Give me one moment, y'all. How is everybody out there doing? We're going to get back into some of the topics that I want to discuss. I wanted to discuss a few different things. However, hold on. I'm trying to look and see. Text notification squad, has anybody gotten their text? I haven't gotten mine yet. And hold on. Welcome in, everybody. Isadora, wow. What time is it out there? Welcome, 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 welcome in, everybody. Welcome. Oh, so JJ just thought about me. All right, there goes the text right there. Let's go ahead. It does. I hear this. I know there's static, but what can we do? We just have to continue to move forward for this video here today, right? All right. So right now I'm feeling a little melancholy. Let's go ahead and get live on all of the platforms. I'm just going to do it quietly without any fanfare. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Twitter. We're live on Facebook. And we are live on LinkedIn. And of course, we're live on YouTube because that is where we have our main broadcast. Well, welcome in, everybody. Welcome. I am your host, Tonya TKO. I'm a self-love specialist from TonyaTKO.com. I hope you learn how to love yourselves, how to heal from relationship trauma, and spread that love out to other people. A lot of people mistake what it is that I do here. They think that I am a dating advice show or marriage advice show, and I'm not those things at all. I am here for the self-love. I'm here for you loving yourself and living to the fullest, most expansive version of yourself, of your being. And sometimes that will be being in a relationship. Sometimes that will be not being in a relationship. Sometimes it will be staying in a relationship. And sometimes self-love means you've got to leave a relationship. And so tonight I wanted to talk about letting things go, letting relationships go, etc. I titled the video, Sometimes You Gotta Let It Go, and the description is looks like another love TKO. And I was thinking and thinking tonight as I was doing what it is that I was doing before I came on the camera. And I was thinking, I'm looking at a little piece of equipment in my hand right here. So people are saying the mic is scratchy. I know that this is the best that we can do right now. You know what? How about this? Do you like the way this sounds better? No, you don't. I know that this is worse, right? So we have this right here, which is also, right? We have this. This is the best of the bunch. So this is what we have to deal with, right? So nonetheless, as I was thinking, looking back over the years, I guess I shedded some tears. Told myself time and time again, this time I'm going to win. But another fight and things ain't right. I'm losing again. Takes a fool to lose twice and start all over again. Sometimes you got to let it go. Looks like another love TKO. And today I want to talk about releasing relationships, right? I want to talk about releasing relationships, about stepping into where it is that you need to be. I also want to talk about self-healing because sometimes the relationships that we leave because we have not done the inner work. You know, I implore each one of us out here, if you have not seen a therapist one-on-one, I implore you to please go see a therapist. Make sure that your insurance is enacted. And I don't think enacted is the right word. What's the word for when you have your insurance? Make sure that you have your insurance up to date. Contact your insurance company about mental health, behavioral health. They call it different things at different companies. And get a list of therapists that you can contact or they can contact for you, depending on your insurance company, and see a therapist now. When we start talking about ending relationships, far too often people talk about ending relationships without the nuance of whether or not you're ending this relationship because you are ending it from a place of brokenness where you are just doing things to isolate yourself, to keep yourself cut off from support, to keep yourself, what else can I say? To keep yourself away from people who may be able to hold you accountable, to keep yourself away from people who have your best interests at heart and you are acting from a place of self-sabotage. Far too often, a lot of these bloggers, content creators, they start talking about cutting off relationships as if it's always a good thing. Sometimes some of the relationships that you're cutting off because there's a brokenness that exists inside of you. Listen, I'm a content creator. I make videos on the internet. I do not know you personally. So you have to take the time in your own personal life and you have got to get yourself right. See a therapist and be meticulous about your appointments. Show up for yourself. Because some of the relationships that you're ending not in your best interest because you have flawed thinking, because you are operating from a space of lack, limiting beliefs, self-sabotage. Some of the relationships you're ending because you are self-abusing, right? Now, how do you know the difference between the two? And this is when it comes to doing the internal work and working with a qualified psychological professional that is neutral to your situations and can help you work through your past. And really, when you go into your sessions, show up and be honest with your therapist. You'd be surprised how many people I don't know what this I'm sorry. I got a distracting message across the screen. If there's somebody who has a personal message that they want to send to me, go to my website tonyatko.com and click on contact. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. So nonetheless, right? Be honest with your therapist. You'd be surprised how many people I talk to behind the scenes. Oh my gosh. Wow. It looks like I'm getting spam here. Let me I don't understand. This is weird. Here, let me take care of the people who are spamming my thing. Okay. Okay. There we go. All right. All right. So nonetheless, I'm sorry, I had to take care of that real quick. All right. And if the people on Twitch continue to spam, I'll just stop the stream on Twitch. I mean, and Shawana is saying you'll be surprised how these therapists dropped the ball. Find a therapist who is right for you. Let me try to explain something to you. Let me explain something to you very quickly. Life is short, and this life is your own. You're going to have to do what it is that you need to do for you. If the therapist that you have is dropping the ball, listen, stop going out there and just laying on your back and throwing your legs up in the air and expecting for somebody to give it to you exactly how you like, what it is that you need in the ways that you need it. Stop just falling back and doing anything and expecting for other people to take care of you. Enter into the relationship with your therapist as a person who is collaborating with you on your care. Stay active in the relationship. If the therapist is dropping the ball and you are not getting what it is that you need, if the therapist is not up to par, if the therapist is not congruent with you and you are not able to collaborate with this person on your mental health care, change professionals. Stop sitting around waiting for somebody to bring the magic into your life. Stop waiting around for somebody to give to you what you are not willing to give to yourself. If you have a therapist that's dropping the ball, drop the therapist. But far too often, it's you who's dropping the ball on yourself. And even if you have a therapist who is not working and you stay in that relationship, you're dropping the ball on yourself. You have got to take responsibility, accountability, and blame for some of the things that are happening in your life. For everything that is happening in your life, take accountability for it, even if you have to go to the genesis of it and say that you chose this person before you came into this life, and figure out a way how now to shift and pivot. Stop sitting around expecting for somebody else to do for you. Stop. So here I am talking about letting go. All right. Let's get into the letting go part. Now, once you have done the internal work, what you're working with a qualified professional that is a good match for you, that you've done enough internal work that you have been able to gauge where you are, how you got here, and where you want to go. as well as being able to tap into your internal intuition, trusting yourself, and trusting yourself from a healed place, or a place of in the process of healing, right? I'm going to give myself about 10 to 15 more minutes for this broadcast, and then I've got to go. Once you have started the foundation for getting on the track of mental wellness, and you're able to operate from a clear mind, I want you to evaluate the relationships in your life, where it is that you want to go, how you want to get there, where you want to be. Listen, there doesn't have to be something dramatically wrong with a relationship, right? There doesn't have to be volatility. There doesn't have to be any of those things. I'm going to tell you something that's going on in my life right now. In my life, I have decided that I want something different for myself. I've decided that there's a different direction that I need to go in. And I realized that there was a lot of, I don't want to say turmoil, I don't even want to say discord, incongruence. There was a lot of incongruence in my private life, things that just weren't congruent. And as the title of this video says, sometimes you gotta let it go. I realized something quite recently when you do let go, right? Shawana is saying, who said that I just sat around? I did change my therapist. You're being judgmental right now. Dear, I don't know you. I don't know who's commenting. I'm just reading words on the screen. That's it. And this is an opportunity for you to look within yourself and realize that whatever it is that you're taking personally is misdirected. I don't know you. I don't know you personally. I'm speaking to hundreds of people right now who are tuning in. And I'm not your personal life coach. I can't tailor messages specifically to you. And this is what I'm saying. There are many people out there who are not in a good place mentally, psychologically, spiritually. They're just not in a good place. And you may be one of those people. I'm not talking to you who made that comment. I'm talking to you, the people who were watching. But I can imagine the you who made that comment that you're not in a good place. Because if you were, you wouldn't be so unnerved. You know, like when your tooth is exposed. How many of you out there ever had and needed a root canal when that nerve was exposed and the pain from even the slightest blow of air on that nerve just sent a signal to your brain that something was drastically wrong? Oh my God, this person is being disruptive now. Shawan, I'm being as polite as I can be to you. I don't fucking know you, okay? If you want to take something personally, I can bust some words out on your ass to take personally. I don't fucking know you. If you feel you need to get the fuck up off your ass, get the fuck up off your goddamn ass and do something. Stop putting the responsibility of your feelings in other people's hands. I don't know you. Maybe you do need to get the fuck up off your goddamn ass. Does that punctuate the point any better for you? It's like, I don't get it. Go do your work. And if my broadcast, if anything is not serving you, go elsewhere and find what serves you. It's that simple. It's that simple. So as I was saying, I even forgot where I was. We can, Indians are saying, I'm scared. Listen, there can be many reasons. There can be many reasons why a person can feel fear. Many. Nonetheless, let's go back. Let's go back. So, there is a place that I am in my life where there has been incongruence, right? And I've decided that and I've decided that I'm taking my life in a different direction, right? This is what I've decided. I've decided that there's a place that I want to be. There are things that I want to do. And one of the things that I realized quite recently is that when you release some people, a lot of the noise in your inner circle goes away. A lot of the distraction goes away. A lot of the time that you spent investing in people goes away. And I want you to be very, 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 very certain and very clear on why it is that you're letting some people go. I want you to be very clear with whether or not this is something that you're doing from a place of brokenness, from a place of wholeness, from a place of trying to get yourself back whole. You have to pay attention to what's going on inside of you and figure out, why are you releasing these relationships? Is it in your best interest? Is it in your best interest to just take a step back and perhaps revisit it at another time, or take a step back and control how it is that you interact in this relationship? I did a video the other day where we talked about how every friend ain't for everything. Sometimes we're trying to make people who are club or hookah friends, we're trying to make them inner circle friends when they're just people that you go out to the club or to do your hookah with. I'm not advocating for hookah, because from what it is that I hear, hookah is very bad for you. But I'm just saying, it's just an example. Sometimes we try to make our brunch buddies our mental health inner circle friends. Sometimes we try to make our mental health inner circle friends the people who we're going to brunch or to the club with, or the people we go traveling with. We try to make these people XYZ. I implore you to really see a relationship for what it is, and navigate accordingly. What do you call that when you put different things in different spaces? Where you just shift it out accordingly. Where if this person is, people will reveal themselves to you. Not everybody is for everything. And I realize that there's a place that I want to go, and I've had to make things very silent behind the scenes. Very, very silent. And when the dust clears and settles, right, I have a lot more space to think, to hear. And I received a phone call today. I remember I told you all at the end of last year that I wanted to become a public speaker. Remember I told you all that? Categorize, yes. Compartmentalize, yes. Sort, yes. These are all perfect words. Yes, absolutely. Right? I think compartmentalize is not the right word, because compartmentalize is when you close things off into a compartment. And so you compartmentalize this away from that. I'm really talking more about categorizations or sorting. So those are the best words for that, right? I received a phone call today, and that phone call was from someone, I'm not going to say from where, but from a renowned institution, just out of the blue. The person said, you know what? I remembered your content and you came across my mind. And there was somebody who mentioned me to this person. So there were many different points of contact. And then the person reached out to me and they are creating an event around me. And it just happened without me having to do anything but decide that this was something that I wanted to do, clear up all the noise in my inner circle. And then the phone started ringing, sound started coming from different areas. I didn't have to do anything. Oh, but you know what? There was something that I did, right? I joined an organization for speakers. From there, the organization collaborated with another organization, and I joined that organization as well. I entered a speech contest in that organization. As a matter of fact, why don't you all do me a favor? Since we're all here tonight, do me a favor. I want you to go to my page here. Let me go to YouTube. Let me go to my page, right? Here. I'm going to put a link inside on all of these platforms that we're on right now. That's a link to a submission that I did to a speech contest. I would love it if each one of you went over there and commented on the video, gave a listen to the video, and if it had any effect on you or if you enjoyed it, thumb it up, comment on it, because they're judging the speech contest right now, right? So go over, I just put the link in there inside. So it's called How a Tomato Plant Taught Me a Mother's Love. That's the name of it's a storytelling competition. And I have a feeling inside of my heart that I'm going to be selected as one of the finalists, right? I set out the goal for me to have 4 speaking engagements this year. And I think I'm going to get a lot more because I have already gotten 1 phone call for the spring. And in the very early part of March, I'm going to be a finalist in the speech contest, right? Lenora is saying, how do you clear all of the noise without hurting someone's feelings? Dear, remember, as I said, you've got to take care of you. I spoke with someone today who I was transitioning out of the relationship with today. And the person was hurt and making all of these assumptions, like that person who was commenting, oh, you're trying to imply that I was sitting on my ass and all this other stuff. People are going to hear what it is that they hear because people come equipped with their own insecurities and things that are going on inside of them, right? So I was having a conversation with this person, and the person was saying all of these things that I didn't say. Oh, you don't think I'm good enough. Oh, you don't think I'm on your level. Oh, you just didn't. And saying all of these things that I didn't say. There's nothing wrong with this person. I just came to a realization that for what it is that I want and need in my inner circle, this can't be not like this, not anymore. No. For what it is that I need for the people who are closest to me, this isn't it. No. And the person is hurt and the person is feeling all of these different things. However, me. This isn't about you, dear. Me shifting from this relationship is about me. It's about what it is that I need. I thought after I got off of the phone call, I thought about Edward Scissorhands, right? I thought about Edward Scissorhands, who had these sharp blades on his fingers, right? Now imagine, right? Imagine if Edward Scissorhand were your friend and you were with child and Edward Scissorhand came up to congratulate you. He was so happy. He hugged you and his hands reached around you and sliced through your uterus. Is it his fault? Is he a bad person? No. but he still aborted the fetus that was inside of you. In this interaction, listen, it's not his fault he was born with these scissors on his fingers. It's not his fault that this is just how he was made. No. But he aborted the fetus nonetheless. And that doesn't mean that there's anything the matter with him or you. However, you realize that in interacting with this person, much like Edward Scissorhands, look, unbeknownst to them, maybe Edward doesn't have the capacity to understand your fingers cut people. Maybe it was in cutting you that Edward learned, oh my goodness, people's bodies are susceptible to my sharp blades. Who knows? But at the end of the day, right? Your protection is your responsibility. How this person interprets it now, Edward can go off and be like, oh, I'm a terrible person. I'm a terrible this. It's not your responsibility to counsel Edward. It's not your responsibility to make him feel better. When it comes down to protecting yourself or counseling other people, choose you. You have to let other people take care of themselves. This is why I advocate for mental health care. Edward is going to have to deal with the loss in his own way, and you're going to have to deal with the loss and the protection of yourself in your own way. This is what you're going to have to do. And no one's saying Edward Scissorhands is bad. It just is what it is. It's just not a good fit. You got to protect yourself. Maybe one day when you get some new type of armor that is cut proof, maybe one day when something like that is invented, you can revisit. However, choose you, choose you, choose you. And so that is that's all I really have to say. I gave myself 15 minutes. I took 20. If there's any final questions before I get out of here, you can use your time to ask right now. I would like for you to keep the conversation on what it is that we're talking about. So if there's anybody who have some questions, wow, that is so beautiful, Tonya. I'm bawling. That is so deep. I don't know what caused you to weep, but I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I just want you to be very careful with your inner circle, because the people closest to you have the ability to cut very deep. And creating the boundary around yourself for your self-protection, especially when you're raw like a nerve, that is your responsibility. That is your responsibility. And other people getting their mental health care is theirs. When do you know it's more than a rebound? I don't know how that relates to our conversation. If you haven't taken the time to do your inner work and stuff like that, then if you have to question whether or not it's a rebound, take your time. Take your time. You know, sometimes it feels like love. Listen, but it's really circumstance. It's a lot of different things. It feels like love, but if you haven't seen this person sad, angry, if you all haven't had disagreements and been able to get onto the other side of it, take your time. This goes for romantic love, friendship love, erotic love, all of that. All of that. It's always the closer to you. Know your worth. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. All right. So Lenora learned a little bit in this little time. You're welcome, baby girl. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So listen, I'm looking for any last questions before I jump out of here. Vet, and exactly. And if you have no further questions, then you just start getting ready to type out your self-love lessons So go ahead and type out self-love lesson, SLL, and then type what lesson you learned about loving yourself from today's video. I feel like some parts of it were, I feel like some parts of the video were a little all over the place, but you know, this is a repetitive message coming to me all day. I had to prune my tree. I feel free. Thank you, Tonya. My name is Tonya. For bringing the, and then it's kind of blank, I can't see. Oh, bringing the message home. What happens if you win? If you win what? But win what? What are we talking about? All right. Self-love. You have to tell me, SLL, type what's the self-love lesson that you learned from today's video. We are at 9:23. I'm going to give us a few more minutes and then I'm going to jump out of here. I appreciate you all coming out. I do want to record a lot more videos. However, you know, I need to be very strategic with this next phase of where it is that I'm going. I learned it's okay to isolate when I'm feeling vulnerable and overwhelmed. I don't have to explain to anyone. SOL, take my time to do the inner work. Needed this. Okay, I'm getting a lot of messages right now. I'm going to have to, all right, I'm going to have to jump out of here. It's important to protect my peace. Okay, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. And remember, please be sure to go over to the main page, click on my name. I put in the link for the video for you all to watch. Here, I'll put it in again. Watch that video and comment on it. I was right. I was right to move on. Yes. Absolutely. So listen, go ahead and continue to type your self-love lessons and continue to put yourself first. You know, there's so many teachings out there that tell you to keep turning your cheek and just keep getting slapped up in the face and all of that. I'm here to tell you to put your hand up and block. If someone is slapping you over and over again, put your hand up and just block. Just block. Just block. Protect yourself. You are your responsibility. You are your responsibility. Okay. I will see you all in the next video. Tonya TKO, and I'm out. Go out there and love one another. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. Love yourself. And Anita has gotten the confirmation. Perfect. I will see you all in the next video. Tonya TKO, and I'm out. Peace. I didn't feel like playing any music today. I just wanted it to be a nice, just mellow conversation. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.